Oh, it worked this time. Okay. Surprise, surprise. All right, I'm early and that's okay. I'm not sure how this is going to go today. So I have got some old projects that I want to either use or get rid of. So these are, some of these are ATCs and some of these are not. Hello, lurkers. Happy Wednesday. And I haven't looked in these things for years, so you guys are going to see things the same time I do. Some of these might be finished. What I have is two sizes of, I think there's only two sizes of cards. I have traditional ATC size cards and then these larger cards, which I think are still even larger than a playing card. Let's see. Yeah, so the ATCs are about the size of a playing card, and then these larger cards that I just cut out of material. And this is, gosh, these things are probably 7 or 8 years old when I was just trying to experiment with different things. Hello, Catherine. Welcome. Happy to see you here. I want to see if I can decide some things are done and some things are not. Wow, but this might be a mess to do on the stream. I might call that done, other than it doesn't have a glossy anything on it. And so what I'm trying to decide, do I leave these like this? Do I maybe back them with some coffee dyed paper? Because they could be a journaling spot. They could go, this is a small book, but they could go in as a text spot. So maybe I don't need to back them. These are all going in the flow journal kits. I'm doing good. How are you doing today, Catherine? I am designating my time for the next few weeks as cleaning up messes and using up old stuff. And I've got lots of napkins that I can glue on. Okay, some that have stuff on them. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll just start by sorting things out. These were underpapers. I had some poster board and it was just my underpapers from when I was painting. Okay, something like that I might consider done. Some of them have some stamping on them. Wow, I should have done this before I went live, but oh well. Let's just pick some of the ones that I actually want to work on. Yeah, same here in Santa Cruz County. But since I rarely leave the house anyways, it's, pretty much business as usual around here. My husband works from home much of the time, so okay, that's got something sticky on it. So we're good. We're stocked up. Do you have lots of supplies for yourself there, or is that going to be an issue? Let's see. I like that. Yeah, I was just experimenting with all kinds of things, and I had all these papers left over. So, and my idea is I have a lot of my fussy cut napkins, so then I could start gluing some of those on there, and I don't know. We're just going to play. We're going to play and see if we can use some stuff up. And since I was going to do this anyways, that's the perfect time to turn on the camera. I want something to jump out and tell me that it wants me to work on it. Some of these guys that are mostly done, I'm not going to worry about right now. Yeah, enough art supplies and enough food. That's, that's it. Got enough glue to get me through the rest of the year, so that should be good. All right, I want some of the... I'll find one that I actually like. So this is one where it had paint on it, and then I just did the fussy cut napkins. I just glued down over the top of them and did some stuff. These guys might want something glossy over them, so I can deal with that at another time. Oh, that'll be good. Yeah, I really should have done this ahead of time. Sorry about that. Boy, they're really dull, so this must have been Mod Podge over time. that'll be one I can show something on. I like that. That was probably just dribbling some ink over it. You working on anything today, Catherine? Boy, this may not have been an exciting project to work on. I don't know. Sometimes you ought to just let things go, right? Maybe these were not things that I wanted to work on today. I don't know. I need some good backgrounds. That's all I want, is some good backgrounds to play with. They need to be backgrounds that these napkins are going to look good on. All right, these guys, well, let's say we went through. Looks like we have a few cleared. Boy, these are just really, I may just end up tossing these guys. I don't know. Let's see if we can find some plain backgrounds. It's like this works, but it doesn't excite me. Maybe I'll just go over everything with a coat of gesso. Gesso solves a multitude of problems, doesn't it? I like that background, kind of like, that's good. Hey, Beth. Hey, Lori. Beth, I hang my head in shame. I found another one of those things that I'm famous for with you, which is a draft email that I kept adding to and never sent. So I wish we could go meet for coffee and hang out, and I got lots to tell you. So are you working from home full time now, Beth, I would imagine? Lori, you've been missing in action for a while. You guys were down in, was it Mexico or someplace? You were traveling for a while, as I recall. You were going to go someplace for a while. Golden Book Journals. If I pause to get to chat, I don't have my new computer glasses yet, so I have no glasses to read the chat, and I really have to squint. All right, looks like we have a few backgrounds. These look a little better. I'm sorry I didn't do this ahead of time. Some old projects maybe should not be revisited. You're home now, okay. Yeah, Beth, we're going to have to figure out, maybe we can do some virtual coffee breaks or something and craft together. These things have to be easily 7 years old. And I was learning how to do all sorts of things and experimenting. I love the textures on these, but I don't know, things and experimenting. I love the textures on these, but I don't know. They're not all going to be salvageable. And that's okay. I mean, you know, we go through the learning process, and I do think I might just slap a bunch of gesso over these and do something different with them. Yeah, I can try these. Or a 6-foot table, yeah. Ooh, you've been learning how to watercolor, Lori. That's awesome. I have such a heavy hand when I play with watercolors that I'm never happy with what I end up with. Yeah, they took all the furniture out of our Starbucks, Beth. Eric went down the other day to get us some coffee, and of course now everything's all just mobile only. And he said all the furniture was out of the space. Hopefully everybody's stocked up. Yeah, Lori, I bet it's hard. I am an impatient crafter, so I really struggle when it's anything where you're supposed to like take your time. I can't do the slow move. And then if I try and go too slow, then my hand starts to shake. Some of these are really pretty, but they're probably not going to work for what I want. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what I should do is just take entire napkins and go, let's see if I have a large. I didn't bring any napkins, but imagine this was an entire napkin. That might be better. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll give it a play, and if it doesn't work, then I'll figure out something else to do with these. I'm not a patient crafter. I can't do the motions very slowly, but I am an obsessive one. So boy, when I decide to start doing something, I end up with masses of things. Oh, wow. Some even really big ones. So these would all be good journaling cards. These were little collage cards I did. Wow. Well, I could just back these with some paper and maybe stitch around them to give them a little bit. Maybe go over them with something glossy so they're a little brighter. Are these just blank? Oh, all kinds of things in here. These are actually journal pages. Okay, so we'll save those aside. I can make a little book. There's nothing on them. See, Beth, I used to do more collage. Yeah, these guys, they need something. I can do something on these guys. It's funny when you can look at the back of your hardboard and remember what book you took it out of years ago. These are all my old Hornbook magazines. Hey, Lorna, how you doing? Yeah, I think that's what I was going to do with these a while ago, Lori, was making a little journal. They've got a really neat texture to them. So, I definitely could do something fun with those. I even have them numbered for some reason. I must have figured out what order I wanted them to go in. Yeah, Beth, that's true. We took some supplies over to my husband's parents last night so that we feel a little better knowing that they've got everything that they might need for a while. And then it's just the two of us here and the dog. And we've got plenty of dog food. I might just gesso. Yeah, I think there's a lot of gesso. I should have brought the gesso over. We could have been doing that too. I probably have plenty to work on, right? But now that I've opened this box, I want to see what else is in there. How's it doing up at your place, Lorna? Did you get out and get shopping? I mean, I worry about you because I know you've got breathing issues. So has somebody been able to get out and do some shopping for you so you're stocked up? You have a pretty big family at home too, don't you? I think that's really hard when you've got a large family and you're trying to have everything, not just to feed them, but to, just toilet paper for 5 people in a house is tough. All right. I should stop and grab some glue, right? Start gluing. Oh, good, Lorna. Glad to hear that. Okay, 2 kids, so glad it's not too bad for you. Oh, I love this technique. You guys probably all know this, but where you put some matte medium or Mod Podge down on a painted surface, put your book text on it, let it dry a little bit, and then just rip up parts of it. I love the effect. So we went through all of those. Only a little bit left in the box. Texture paste. Playing with transfers. Lots of my underpapers. Such great colors. What am I going to do with a gazillion index cards? Maybe what I should do. Yeah, this is poster board, so I could absolutely make some really mini journals, although boy, this is kind of crunchy paper now with all the paint on it. But maybe that's what I should do with some of these ATCs, is make some little journals. I'll think about that. All right, one more stack. I know I got plenty to play with. Your hubby's still going in, Lorna? Yikes. Yeah, I'm glad. My husband normally works from home a lot of the time, so this has just kind of made it a little more permanent for a while. And we seem to be really lucky. We were ahead of the curve on getting out and stocking up. It was just like our normal time to run to Costco day. So, you know, we just kind of took a look around. We saw what was happening and took a look around the pantries and figured out what we could stock up on and what meals we could make in bulk. And that day that he went to Costco, it was like not a big deal at all. We came home, ordered some more dog food, hit the local market without any problem. Beth, I keep hearing Nob Hill is having issues, but just for the record, our little Scotts Valley market over here has really been good about getting their stock back in. Bonnie, hi, you're up early today, huh? Oh, thank you. That's sweet. I am revisiting some very old projects, a bunch of ATC cards and other cards that I had played with years ago, and I don't know, trying to see if I can salvage them into anything worth salvaging or if I should just gesso over everything. I'm just looking for some backgrounds now, and I've got a bunch of my fussy cut napkins because, of course, you know, I did so much fussy cutting. Wow, so I have a lot of these. I already have collages on them, but I'm not so sure how I feel about them. Okay, so this might be a complete and utter flop. I don't know. We will see what we end up with. Anything in here that we're grabbing us? The more I see how dull these have gotten over time, tells me I might need to put a coat of gloss medium or something over them. All right, I think we're going to say that's enough to play with right now. Okay, what have I got? I've got backgrounds, I've got matte medium, I've got brushes, and I have got a lot. Okay, you guys, prepare to laugh. Fussy cut napkins. This is not all of my fussy cut napkins. These are just the ones that I figured were small enough to go on these things. Let's see. We better move things so that I don't get all the napkins wet, because that would be disappointing. All right. We're going to try and not think too much. And those of you that know me knows that's a very difficult thing to do. We need a place for them to go while they're drying. Hey, Lori. Inspired to Craft, welcome. Hey, Lori. Happy to see you out of lurk mode for a little while, though. We'll take whatever we can get. Oh, Lorna, that's so sad. Yeah, it was a lot of fussy cutting. Years ago, when I discovered the joy of playing with napkins, I went a little crazy with fussy cutting. I have no idea why. No idea why. Just kind of want to dress these up a little. This one's already got some texture. It's got some tissue paper probably on it. Let's see. Hey, Elaine. Hi. Welcome. I know, Beth, it's hard. And yet I still fritter away, you know, waste so much time, so much of my time. All right, let's just dive in, right? I always like them kind of hanging off the edge a little bit. And I'm just using matte medium because it happens to be what I prefer for this sort of thing, but you could certainly use Mod Podge or whatever your glue of choice. And I'm using it full strength, not watered down. I need, shoot, I was almost prepared. There we go. It was a sickness, Bonnie. What can I say? It was just a sickness. I'm just thinking I'm going to just add a little something to these. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them because it's something that I did so long ago, but I hate to see it all go to waste. Some of them will just look better with a little bit of something on them. And I can just tuck them into the flow journals. Although those of you with Etsy shops, are you continuing to stock physical items? Or right now my shop just had the digitals. So I'm just, and everything in the shop is 25% off for the indefinite future right now. If people want to create, I don't want them to have to worry about how expensive digis are. Hey, Sheena. I'm glad you popped in to say hello. Good luck on that organizing. That's hard work. And especially if you're trying to let go of some stuff. All right. I was almost prepared. I was so close to being prepared. I didn't bring a dry paper towel, but this thing will dry out in no time. I do have some fabric near. I don't want to do a whole lot. No, I just want to, just a little something. I mean, I think that's better, right? Just a little. And then if somebody got it, they could, what do I have here? I don't have any little bits of lace. That's not my favorite lace stash. We'll see. We'll see. If I get bored with this, we'll do something else. This could have a big one. Oh, that's nice, Lori. Yeah, everybody's helping everybody else in whatever way they can. We can't all do the same things to help out, so we just have to do what we can. I see around our neighborhood, a lot of people are, volunteering to shop for people that are compromised and shouldn't go out, sharing, items that they have an overage of. Trying not to put too much on here. That's one of the things I always mess up with napkins is I always put too much on them. It tells me I should have grabbed some of the just napkins to go over the whole card. Let's see. I like those flowers. And no, don't like that with it. Let's see. I want a littler guy. This was just insane. It's ridiculous. I have 3 more drawers of fussy cut napkins. No reason that I can tell you. Just for a while, I was obsessed with fussy cutting. Maybe too subtle. Those are all flowers. Oh, now I remember why I brought this basket out. It's got all kinds of things in it. Okay, I like this. Hey, Lala. Oh, good, Elaine. I'm glad you got your mom set up. I know, Lala, it's crazy, the fussy cutting I did on these things. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I made papers mostly. I wasn't working with napkins yet. And somebody turned me on to napkins, and I saw how they did their wonderful thing about, you know, disappearing into the background so you can see the text through them. I got so excited. And then because I've got this obsessive personality, I went crazy shopping for napkins. And I mean, besides all the fussy cut ones, I have, you know, 2 bins full of napkins that are still in one piece. So I figured this time that we're supposed to be in lockdown, which is pretty much what I do with my life anyways, is a good time to try and use some of this up. And then I made a bunch of little glassine, you know, faux glassine bags the other day out of parchment paper and tracing paper. And I think I'll put some of those in the little bags and add those to little flow kit things. Lori, I was thinking of that same thing the other day, is that I did have like 3 more cartons of baby wipes because I bought like a case when they were on sale years ago. And so in a pinch, you know, we do have those. Beth, that's very smart of you. Very smart. Yeah, you're living in a senior park like that. You've got to be careful. So Bonnie and Lala, you guys are going to take a road trip and come clean me out of all my fussy cut napkins? That would be fun. All right. I need something that excites me. This is hard because normally I'm thinking, you know, I want to do 3 layers of something, but I think I'm going to keep them simple. And if they go in the flow things, then whoever gets them can add something to it if they want. Yeah, inspired to craft, that's what it is. It's when you learn something new and you just, you know, and I'm terrible. I mean, I'm an impulse buyer when I watch videos and somebody are talking about how this particular, well, that's why if you saw my glue video, why I've got so many glues is I kept seeing people say, oh, this is the best glue when I'm doing this technique. And then, you know, I'd buy the glue, and by the time I got around to trying the technique, I couldn't remember who used what glue for what. And while I like my technique of putting the glue on a substrate and then letting it dry and then ironing the napkins on, there's something very calm. No. I have a bunch of big ones and I didn't bring them out because I was thinking, oh, I don't have anything that big that I'm working on. And I should have. Oh, he's not going to fit. He's pretty though. Can I make him fit? I keep all the bird and put the flower over the edge. Long toad trip. I love it. I love it. So Lala's the one that's got all the toilet paper if we need it. Okay. We got a lot of road trips we're going to have to do if we're going to gather up all these extras all over the place. So who's working on what? Someone was working on little, let's see, let me go back up here, make sure I didn't miss anything. So Catherine was working on little golden book journals. Oh, you're welcome on the sale, Beth. The mermaid kit is a lot of fun. It kind of grew and grew and grew. It wasn't supposed to grow into a couple of kits, but it sure did. I'm working on dragonflies now. I just put out a fern kit the other day because one of the gals on my design team wanted more ferns. want to make sure I get all the bird on there. Well, dang. So those of you that just came in late, there is 25% off everything in the Poppiness shop right now. And I'll just keep it like that for a while, and I'll keep trying to add things. I've got some more vintage photos, a really fun group of photos. All right, see, this is why I fussy cut, because I tried to leave this together and it's not working. It's not working. I don't want to lose the hummingbird. All right, that gets most of it. Oops. Oh, Lori, my goodness, that's horrible. Somebody's on lockdown with only stuff for 10 days. Well, can they still get out, though, to get food? Is that, I mean, it's, you have to be able to get out and get food. I saw that about the cheermongering group in Canada, Lorna. I'm backing up here on chat trying to check things out. Lori, I didn't realize you worked for the post office. Wow. Okay, getting caught up on my chat. Terry, I didn't see you sneak in. Hello, hello. Steampunk berets. That's barrettes. I love your barrettes. Bludging. Bonnie, okay, translate for me here in California. What is bludging? We learn a lot of things watching Australian and New Zealand TV shows, but I have not heard bludging yet. Oh, Inspired to Craft. You have got lots of projects going on. That's awesome. Ephemeris Stuffies. I love that too. That's a great name. Mother's Day there on Sunday, Elaine. Ah, I'm going to run out of places for these things to dry really quick, aren't I? What is budging, Lorna? Need something big and bright. It needs something right there, doesn't it? It's kind of blah. Doesn't always work when I layer. Oh, or we could just do something like this. Bludging. Oh, being a bum. That's too funny. Too funny. Okay, bludging. I am an expert bludger then. I am very good at it. Takes me a couple hours to get moving in the morning. My first 2 hours of the morning are devoted to multiple cups of tea and multiple games of Words with Friends. And no matter what time I get up, it always seems to be about 11 o'clock before I'm really ready to get down and get to work. Beating, bludging, budging is moving over just a smidge. I love it. So who's making ephemera stuffies? I missed that. And what is, give us your explanation of an ephemera stuffy. I'm picturing something like stuffed envelopes full of goodies, or an ephemera folio or what? What is an ephemera stuffy? In an Edith Holden lap book, is that what I saw, or was it an Edith Holden journal? Lorna's very inspiring with the journals that she makes. Maybe next week I will be organized enough that I can actually be working on a journal and a live, which would be great. File folders and pretension paper. What is, oh, presentation paper? Your printer doesn't like? Oh. Hello, Pamela. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Yeah, Lori, I'm frustrated watching all these great things that people are printing on tissue paper and fabric. And I love my laser printer, but I can't print any of that stuff with my laser printer. So that's kind of frustrating. Could do hearts. I didn't think this project through. I'm not like super excited about any of this stuff. I think I'm over it. I think, you know, I think I may be over my fussy cut napkins. That might be it. Or maybe it's the bases I'm working on. I don't know. Nothing this is just kind of eh. I wonder if I have 1 second here. I think still not too far away. I have some napkins. Let's see if any of them would be good to put over things where I could do the entire napkins. You guys can look with me. Ferns would be good. Butterflies. Cute. Yeah. Let's try that on some of these and see if I feel any better. But I need some of the, ones with just the text on them. You can get fabric and vellum to go. Yeah, I have an older laser printer, my old black and white one, not my color one, and I can send vellum. Well, vellum kind of smears, but I can send tracing paper through there, which is kind of fun. But all right, let's cut some of this first. Oh, Pamela, good. I'm glad you're trying it out. Hopefully it works well for you. I've got a bunch of big pages that I need to paint and let coat and let dry. Because I've got a project I want to, so many projects. I'm just slow at everything. I just find it, for some things, it's really nice when you want to make sure they're adhered nice and flat. Most of the time I like the texture that I get from napkins, but sometimes you just want everything to be completely flat, and it really is helpful. And then, like I've said in the video, I do go around and stitch over the napkins after that just because. But what I like is you still have the feel of the napkin then, whereas when you do something like this, you don't have the feel of the napkin as much. It feels like your glue. Yeah, I got this because, of course, I'm a huge dog lover, and this napkin set. And I actually cut out a bunch of these, which was just such a pain. It's like, Susan, what are you doing? That's just nuts. But that's okay. Somehow it all works, right? We make it all work. Oh, I know. Maybe what I'll do on those dull ones, I've got a bunch of varnish I need to use up. So maybe I will do that. And I need to slow down. I get going too excited on these. And then, of course, that's when your napkin rips. All right. Whole napkins are making me happier. Yeah, it might be time to get rid of some fussy cut napkins. Maybe I should just make little packages of the fussy cut napkins to sell. They're so lightweight, they can go just in a regular envelope. If I do that, I'll just put it up here on YouTube rather than trying to deal with it in the shop. I'll just do a little video. I like that idea. Yeah. What do you think? Should I just sell off a bunch of these fussy cut napkins? All right. What else have we got napkin-wise? We can put that on. Let's see. Yeah, Lori, it's really horrible. I know Andrea Artie Mays has had several of her things stolen and resold like that. It's very, very sad. Oh, I thought this one's separated and it was not. Lori, what kind of a printer are you printing on? Are you doing laser or inkjet? Every once in a while I see all the stuff coming out on the inkjets and I'm just a little bit tempted to get a EcoPrint or a EcoTank printer for some of that stuff. It's really nice to have the tracing paper though. I like that. And I can run it through on the black and I can do it, you know, kind of a more of a gray scale, and that gives a nice effect on the tracing paper. Oh, as well as the dog card. Yes, I think maybe that's what I'm going to do. I have a bunch of cards that I can just put some of the napkins on, and then the fussy cuts, I'll do up a little packet where we can make them, you know, things that'll be small enough to go through the post office without too much hassle, without a lot of, you know, who wants a lot of postal expense right now? Not at all. That'll be a good project for me. And then if I do that, then I will have lots of drawer space free for other stuff, right? You just like me to put the whole thing here in the glue. I should have cut the napkin first. Why didn't you guys scream at me a little louder? I should have cut the napkin first. Let's see. Start in the middle. Oh, Pamela, that's a great idea. Nobody can really see our windows when they go by. We're kind of rural, but I think in neighborhoods, that's a nice idea. In the art abandonment group, they were talking about putting their art in the windows for people to see when they go by. Maybe I need to make some stuff that's weatherproof and I can put it down at the lower fence line. Well, you know what? I have a lot of cards and a lot of book text. So if I cover a lot of cards with the top of the cards, that might be something to do. Okay, so you do have the inkjet, Lori, huh? Oh, you burned through the ink. Hey, Malia. Happy to see you here. Are your kids driving you crazy yet? Being home more? I'm revisiting old projects and trying to see if I can use some of the stuff up. Okay, so what about, could I put a napkin over something like this and be happy with it? I'm thinking not so much, but maybe. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Well, Lori, maybe look for a YouTube video or something that would walk you through using the printer, because a lot of times it is the, you need to learn how to do certain tricks that the printer has. Well, that's got a pretty sparkle on it. I might want to keep that. Okay, so if I take something like this, it's going to look a lot better if I do that. All right, more matte medium. We drove over the big hill that separates us from the main part of the Silicon Valley last night, and it's always, you know, super, super crowded, lots of traffic, and it was just like deserted. We saw more law enforcement cars than we did actual people driving. It was kind of weird. Not used to that. Okay, that definitely hides up a lot of the uglies, so that's good. I don't know. We'll find something to do with these. They could be starts for somebody. Yeah, I think using the whole napkin to cover something is good, because then somebody could do whatever else they wanted on top of it. All right, let's find some more with some good backgrounds. 29 people watching and 8 thumbs up. If you're having a good time hanging out here with friends, I would appreciate a thumbs up, because I do go back and look at these things later and see the thumbs up, and I smile, and I see your comments and I smile. And who can ever have enough reasons to smile in their life? We all need more reasons to smile, right? All right, at least I have a plan. I think lots of book text over things, and then napkins over some, and pack up fussy cut napkins to sell. I kept thinking I was going to go through my stash of napkins and just try and sell the whole napkins. I haven't been able to bring myself to destash any more of those yet, but I should. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Love this napkin too. I think I paid full price for these years ago because, you know, ferns, because I love the ferns. And I like the texture you get when you do it like this, because then you can go over the top, you know, with your distresses and kind of highlight them if you want. Okay, should have cut that first though, because I don't have any place to put this to dry otherwise. Cleaned off the space so that I could stream, and of course by the time I get done I'm going to have like 6 square inches left, right? I already need more places to dry. Okay, so that's drying. I like that. I just need to consider these first layers. That's all they are, is first layers. All right, what else? Whoops, where'd I put my napkins? Here we go. Clean up the glue. That would be smart, right? See, already I'm shrinking my space. All right, what else do we have in here? Solid color shells. Shells would work. Need some, have like the all, oh, I love this coral. That's so pretty. Small patterns that would work. More dogs. Different coral. Must have been going to work on something with shells. I have all the shell napkins out here. Hi, Eva. You're having earthquakes. Where are you living? Are you up in Utah? Hey, Mary Lou. Welcome. Creative Flourishes. Hello. I'm just trying to use some stuff up. Wishing now I had, oh, you know what? I think I know where I have just some great tea-dyed cards that I can grab real quick. Because that might be something that makes me a little happier doing right now. Just looking at what else I've got small things of. Okay. I might even know where they are right here. Ha-ha! There we go. Change of plans. These didn't take the coffee dyeing really well. There were some dollar store things. Oh, and I have these too. Look at that. All right. All right. New plan, people. New plan. Let's move these guys out of the way. I didn't even turn my lights on. That's interesting. I guess it's not too dark for y'all to see. All right. Little guys, we're going to move out of the way because we're going to sort these and sell off a bunch of these guys. Let's cover up some of these things here. Creative Flourishes. Yeah, our schools here are shut until April 7th was what we last heard. But then yesterday I read something that said we might actually be closed just for the rest of the school year. Whoops. Well, that's okay. All right. Change of plans. I have to figure out what I'm going to do with all those other ones. I think I might make some little journals. And if I did that, if I made just some little mini journals this size, I maybe wouldn't decorate them. I would just put them together and sew them, and I could sell those too because they're small enough that they could go in just the small envelopes. What do you think? Should I do that? Should I make some small size journals just filled with some painted pages, and you can do what you want with them? Or I guess I could do them filled with coffee dyed paper or tea dyed paper or colored papers. They're so small I could use up a lot of scraps that way. And then you guys would have blank journals that you could play with. I love these little squeeze bottles. It makes it so much easier when your hands don't work as well as you would like them to. I saw a great St. Patrick's Day video yesterday of a bagpiper who'd always been in the St. Patrick's Day parade in his town, and just the lone bagpiper paraded down the streets playing his music. It was wonderful to see the kids waving flags and having a grand old time. It was grand of a time as they could have. And this morning I saw somebody saying that people were putting their Christmas lights back out to add to some cheer. Oh, Lorna, wait a minute. I need to back up. What did I miss? Oh my goodness, Lorna. I'm so sorry. So little journals filled with just like book pages, you know, let's see. So filled with vintage book pages and tea-dyed pages, and then, or just filled with a bunch of them with the pages all like this, because I could do both. I could do some where they're all different pages like this, just maybe slightly gessoed. Let me know what you think would be good to do. I like working small too. A few fussy cuts with the mini journals. Hi, Robin. Didn't see you here. You know, going through, I was thinking about that the other day, what you said, Lorna. She went through all that without the internet. And we're very fortunate that we can stay connected and not feel so isolated. Give myself some more room for things to dry here. When I was still writing, when I first started in the writing business, we had to send things, everything was by snail mail, and we had to send self-addressed stamped envelopes and wait for the publishers to write back to us. And then by the time I had stopped writing, everything was done online. Even our edits with our editors were being done online. I love the bagpipes, yeah. Yeah, it makes all this a lot easier where we can, not feel quite alone. And for those of us that spend a lot of time at home, probably the biggest adjustment for a lot of people is just getting used to having other people home with them if they're not used to it. Like I said, my husband usually works at home anyways, so it's not a whole lot different for us other than, you go to the store and you're not sure if there's going to be milk. But we've been fortunate. We were able to get pretty well stocked up ahead of time, and I don't think we would need to go to the store for probably a month. Maybe what I'll do is just do a mini journal kit, and I'll put a whole bunch of things, and then you guys can put them together however you want. Yeah, when you have a schedule and suddenly, spouses or significant others and kids are home unexpectedly, it does tend to throw your schedule off. I know when my husband first started working at home most of the time, it wasn't bad. It was different. You're used to having more quiet time, even though I wasn't doing anything that needed quiet time. It's just an adjustment. But in the wintertime, I'm so grateful that he was able to work from home because the roads are so treacherous. This is a pretty napkin too. So yeah, there's going to be wrinkles in this, but I think, to me, I like the way that napkins give a little bit of texture. I guess because I'm impatient. I mean, I love doing the, coating the things and then ironing the stuff on, but I'm impatient for stuff to dry. It's like once I get the glue out, I want to see finished projects. Make sure the glue gets all the way through. Nothing's worse than getting it all done and then you have it up and you can't really go back in there and do much to it. Although maybe you could iron it after the fact. It wouldn't take the wrinkles out, but for those of you that are late coming in, I did put everything in the shop 25% off for the unforeseeable future, just so that we have more access. I know Tracy Fox has put a sale on in her shop. Andrea at Artie Mays has put a sale on in her shop. So there are lots of places you can go and find something for your next project. All right, let's see. On this one, this is just a wrinkled card. No, I'm so lucky, Elaine. Thank you. I have so many great napkins. And these aren't even, guys, these aren't even my best ones. When I get obsessive about something, I tell you, I went crazy and I bought so many. And these aren't even my favorites. I have a whole bunch of woodland ones because I am going to use them in some woodland journals that I will eventually get around to doing. And of course, I save all my napkin backs. Isn't that pretty? I love that. So last night we took some supplies over to my in-laws, and we took Zoe with us so that she could play with their dog. And as a result, she is pretty much exhausted still today. They don't play super hard, but I think just Zoe is an introverted dog. So I think being around other people and other dogs for any length of time, she gets like I do, where it's like, oh no, I need to recharge my batteries now. I'm tired. Could have just dumped this from the big container, I suppose, out. Most of our restaurants here in town, we don't have that many restaurants in town, but they have gone to at least curbside pickup, and I think a few of them are doing deliveries now. The sushi place and a couple of other places we're going to do deliveries. Teenagers at home. Oh, hope you have enough food to keep them fed. Oops. Forget that I've got company here. I'm zoning out. I was looking at this and I was thinking, wondering if this would work in the mermaid journal. I think it would. I can already picture the page, the shipwreck page that I would use this on. Well, it's not a shipwreck yet, but it's a ship that looks like it's about ready to wreck on a stormy sea. And I think this napkin would go perfect on that page. Come on, glue, go through. Yeah, so now maybe I'll have the time to work on things using my own kits, which would be fun. Yeah, you know, I'm the same way, Lorna. I like the whole idea of using napkins. To me is to give that texture. But there are times when you want to adhere something. Like if I'm making an envelope, I can see that it's really nice to be able to go ahead and iron the napkin down nice and flat, and then your envelope comes out, you know, kind of nice. I love this napkin. Where's my paper towel? Let's see, I'm catching up on chat here. Wait a minute. What did I miss about England, Lori? Oh, you're 99% from the British Isles. That's awesome. Wow, a 2-week wait for a delivery slot, Elaine? It's great that they deliver, but whoa. Oh, your face wrinkles, Lorna. Sorry. Yeah, I wouldn't want to iron those out. Nope. Let's see. What do we want to put this on? I want to see this. I'm just going to put it on a regular one. I do not have a die cut machine. I have held back thus far, and I suppose if I ever saw one in a thrift shop, I would probably buy one. But I did buy just recently. I bought a couple of embossing folders to try the trick where you use a rolling pin to go over it if you don't have a die or don't have a machine, and it worked very well. I was very impressed. So I have two embossing folders, one with leaves and one with tree bark, and I'm looking forward to playing around with those. But I just wasn't sure if I would use, I get excited by the technology that's available on these machines, and I think, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. But then when I stop and think about it, I'm not sure that I would use it enough in my projects. But yeah, if I saw one at a thrift store, I would probably grab it. You're into die cutting these days? And then are you using them in your journals, or are you using them to make cards or other things? Actually want the whole building on there, so. Oh, so close. I might have to cut that off with the paper cutter. Oh, well. That's okay. I am not going to let any of this stress me out. It is what it is, and gluing is therapeutic, as we all know. Paper to paper, so therapeutic. I love napkins that have bits of maps on them because they make such great backgrounds. Yeah, as I'm thinking about it, as I'm working on this, I think a lot of those cards that I'm not so crazy about, I think I'm just going to gesso over them and then see how I feel. All right, I need some more drying places. Oh, I did have a couple of tricks I wanted to share too. I want to make sure I do that before I'm done. This one's got a lot of text. Burden. It's probably not. That's not going to be big enough. That's the trouble with the small ones. You want to get the whole picture. It needs to be a little smaller. What one? The bird nest would go great with the kit you bought. Yeah, Lorna, you are definitely addicted to making PNG files. Yeah, and I discovered how to make something new last night. It's not like an identifiable thing, but just something I discovered when I was working on the dragonflies for one of the gals on my design team. And I'm super excited to get back to work on those. Not that I thought about not showing up today, but I'm like, oh, wow, when I'm done with this, I'm going back to work on the digi stuff. It's really neat when using the technology gives you a way to create something that you hadn't been able to do before. And, and then it's just another way to feed another obsession. Yeah, I can only do so much of that kind of work, just trying to clean things up. Like I started working on the fern kit and I had a certain set of ferns that I wanted to use. And I didn't stop to think about how closely connected all the fronds were. And it took me forever to get them clean. I could have whipped the kit out in no time, except that I had to get all the white space out in between so I could make it transparent. And it worked finally, but it ended up being a lot more work. So I can only do that for so long because my bum shoulder then starts to complain at me. Yeah, Elaine, the fussy cutting hurts me too. And even when I was doing all those napkins, it was not good on my bad shoulder and I kept doing it for some reason. So I bet it's going to feel good to me to clean out some of those fussy cut napkins. That's going to feel really good. Ooh, so stuck. There we go. Yeah, I really like those with the text showing through. That's really nice. Let's do another one of those. Oh, that one would fit the bird's nest. Let's do that. These are smaller. I like the mask making, but I tell you, some of the things I should not have gone so crazy mask making when I was just first getting started. It's so much easier once you realize kind of what direction you're going to go with creating. So I also have, I took a bunch of napkins, and I don't think I have any around here to show you, but I was just gluing the fussy cut bits on book pages. So I have a bunch of those. So I could do those plus ones that haven't been glued down on anything. Those would be some good lightweight items. But I did a bunch of stuff, in mass making that it was like, wait a minute, I'm probably not going to be using, 500 of these things. What the heck was I thinking? But I just get so excited that I want to keep going. Oh, I think I can make this work. I think I can make this work with just one square. Is anybody doing any challenges lately? I've seen some kind of go zipping by on my screen, but I haven't stopped to check them out yet. Yeah, Lala, that's the same thing. It's just, overboard. But if I can just start using up these supplies, and, even if a lot of stuff doesn't, if people aren't in a buying mood for a while, understandably so with all the stuff that's going on, I'll just build up inventory. And if I have to box it up and put it in the garage, I'll box it up and put it in the garage until times change. And then I want to have the stuff in the studio be the stuff that I go to all the time. And I'm trying to catch up. You're flaky on mass making? I'm flaky on finishing. That's my biggest problem, is just getting to the point where I can finish things. Oh gosh, this is such a pretty napkin. Such a pretty napkin. I like this a lot. It still always feels like magic when you put the glue down and you see the text coming through. It's just so exciting to me to see that. It's just little, I'm very easily amused. Very easily amused. Okay, catching up on the Pink Oddbird Junk Journal Challenge. Oh, Eva, that sounds cute. Color challenge. Oh, we were talking about doing a color challenge and didn't jump on it. So I'm glad somebody else did. That sounds like a really fun idea to do a color challenge. That's there. So bird's nest out of thread and some fake snow. Very cute. So Lala, where do you work that you're still going into work? I have a friend back east that she works in retail and her store is still open. I was really surprised to hear that. Around here, it's just, we're all in lockdown. It's just the essential stores and restaurants. And of course, they're all being great about, if they don't do delivery, they will, come out to your car. They say, tell us what kind of car you're driving. We'll come out to your car. Even the hardware store sent out a notification about it. Catching up here. Who finishes? Yeah, mass making and have abundance of piles. Exactly. Yeah, Lori, what kind of messages are you getting that you can share with work? I mean, you guys, I guess that's one of the things, we do need our mail, but I wonder if there's been a reason for us to go, although our mail up here is kind of quirky. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Yesterday I had just a package of some silicone brushes that were supposed to be here, and it says that they were delivered at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was a very small package, so it's not like they would have had to come to the door. It would have fit in the mailbox, but I got my mail, but I did not get a package, so I hope it shows up today. Yeah, I even fussy cut some of these hydrangeas. I cannot believe that I did that. Hey, Tammy. Oh, home health aid. Ew. That's scary. Let's see. We have some more. Now we're just going to keep going on these guys. Let's use these guys up. They're here. The napkins are here. Whoops. Except that I tossed the napkins out of the way. Making some room here. I got all this stuff drying. I toss it on the floor. Hope that Zoe doesn't decide to walk all over it. Would not be the first time. If it's on the floor, especially if it's fabric, if it's on the floor, Zoe absolutely claims it. Well, that would be good to use. Another one of these. I know I just went through these, but I want something different. Oh, we can do some coffee. All right. Let's do coffee. That can be one of the big ones. Where's one of the big cards? Very nice. Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't worried about the virus contracting it from packages. I'm just wondering, there's no reason that the Postal Service would ever slow down because of it. I feel bad. Our postal guy, he's got a huge route. And the packages, it must be just like, you know, holiday shopping time for him. So yep, the hand washing. The one thing that we did need at the store, I was glad we were able to find, was lotion, because the additional hand washing, so much more of it, you know, when you're feeling nervous. Boy, my hands were like already drying out. Maybe I'll gather all the stuff together for these little journals, and I'll do a live journal I did for somebody. Oh, I should do that. You're right. Let's see. Let me get this one down, and I can at least put it in. I read, oh, you don't want to link your shop there because then people will go off of YouTube. It's like, yeah, and I didn't get back there. So let's see if I can do this right. Nope, it needs an S. That. There's the link to the shop. Yes, soap and lotions can often be purchased from a crafter, so that's awesome. Let's see here. So I will do that, Lorna, after this live. But for right now, even if you're watching the replay, there is a 25% off sale going on in the shop. The link is in the comments there, but the shop name is Poppiness, because poppies are our state flower here in California, and they make me smile, so it's Poppiness. Ah! Some good glue. Welcome, Tammy. Happy to have you here. Oh, you adore sunflowers. I've got a little sunflower here, but I'm not liking the way the individual fussy cut ones were coming out, so I stopped doing that. I love sunflowers too, but we've tried them a few times here, growing them here, but the bunnies do not want to let them grow. The bunnies don't want to let a lot of things grow in the garden. Oh, yay, Pamela. I'm glad that you tried it, and I'm glad it worked for you. Thank you, everybody who has been watching that iron your glue napkin trick video, because you have really helped push that up to one of, in a short period of time, it's become a very popular video. I really appreciate that. There's some times where you just don't want to have to deal with wrinkles. Oh, this is one of those decision making. So do you want part of it like that? Do you want the top of the church tower? That's sort of what you want. That's what I want. Yeah, and then I can save that part. All right, let's just dump the Mod Podge in here. Yes, bunnies are cute, but they really are playing havoc with the garden. And trying to get established here, since we had no plants, basically just a few oak trees, and then there were no plants on the property when we bought it, and we're trying to establish a native garden for wildlife. It's like, okay, bunnies, you need to eat, but then so do the birds. I need flowers so that they'll go to seed, so that the birds will have something to eat. And they're eating everything down. And I need other flowers for the butterflies and the bees. So we were going to, maybe this spring we'll get a chance to work on one part of the yard, fencing it off from the bunnies, so we can put the more precious stuff there. And then they can have the rest of the yard. Church of Big Ben, thank you. Thank you, Elaine, yes. Big Ben, not a church tower. Obviously not the world traveler here. Hydrate. Have not been drinking my water. Oh, Pamela, that is so sweet of you to say. Thank you. Well, Bonnie, that's good. If the birds are eating everything in your yard, that means you're feeding the wildlife. That's the way we want it, right? I don't put out hummingbird feeders and I don't put out bird feeders. I plant the plants so that they can keep coming back and take care of things themselves. Pamela, I don't believe in hoarding knowledge. So if there's something I know how to do and I can share it, then I think that's the way it should be. Not everybody feels that way, but that's the way it is for me. I'm happier when I can share it. I love teaching. I loved when I was teaching writing. It's probably one of the few parts of writing business that I miss. Let's see. I love this blue. This is really pretty. That's one of those guest towels, so there's a lot of napkin material on here. Is it going to show? Might not show a lot. Maybe we'll just put this on a white one. Hi, Mary. How are you? The bunnies are very cute, and they were really cute to see in the yard, and Zoe leaves them alone, so we don't have to worry about that. But you know, you have to come up with certain boundaries. It's like we had to fence off the yard, parts of the yard, not just for Zoe, but also to keep the deer out, because, you know, they're going to eat everything too. So it's just a matter of figuring out how to find the happy medium, what's good for us and what's good for the critters. You know, we can plant stuff outside the fence that the deer enjoy eating, and I'm fine with them. They can eat it to the ground every year. And then we can plant things in a bunny protected area that'll be good for the birds and the butterflies. And then some things, once they get tall enough, then the bunnies leave them alone, so I can just protect them at that point. But since I work with native plants in our yard, we do all our planting in the fall, usually around October and November, when we're in hopes of getting some rain, because of course I'm in California, we don't get a whole lot of rain. And this year I just didn't get out and get a lot of planting stuff done, so that's kind of frustrating. So I've got to wait until next fall. We have had rain this last week, though. We've had about 2.5 inches, which is awesome. And next week we are supposed to have more rain coming our direction. So I hope it comes true. Gosh, these index cards are so lightweight. These were dollar store ones, and I'll be glad to use them up. The napkin will be good. It'll give a little bit more heft to it. I need more room for drying. Yeah, Bonnie, you are a great sharer of knowledge as well. You're always putting out wonderful informational videos for us to learn things from. Let's see, I want one that's got a lot of text. Yeah, when we lived in San Jose, Lori, we had there were coyotes we heard in the foothills, but here they just, we're out in the country now, so they basically just walk down the main street. It's like, yep, here we are. Keep your cats and your little dogs in the house. Hey, Whispering Cauldron. I haven't seen you for a while. Oh, Mary, I started off, let's see. I started off with my massive amount of fussy cut napkins, and I was gluing them on some old ATC cards that I had. So I had painted the cards or done things with them, so I was gluing them on that, and that didn't excite me because I found this, full of all these cards with all these different backgrounds. So I found some napkins, and now I'm just trying to get some napkins on here, on some cards for journaling cards. Just trying to use up some of my stuff because I'm fortunate that I have so much stuff. But, when you have so much, sometimes you can't even find it all. Good morning, Robin. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm just gluing napkins right now. And then some of the cards, it had some neat patterns, so I'm thinking I'm going to make some mini journal kits. The fussy cut napkins, there's so many of them, and I'm over it. So I'm going to package some of those up to sell, I think. So now I'm just chatting and gluing and thinking of projects that I'm going to work on when I'm done here. It's nice to have company when you're doing something like this, though, because you don't have to concentrate on it too much. I'm going to get brave and actually work on journals and alive, but it's kind of hard. I get so distracted when I'm doing that. Coyotes are an issue for you, huh? Oh, Bonnie, go hug that grandbaby. You're rebuilding your stash? Stash building is fun. It is fun. This will be part of a stash, and some of these maybe will go in the flow journals. Although I'm not so sure about how much physical products is going to be sent around. We'll see. We'll see. Robin, did you go do the dance lesson with Debbie Allen today? Or did she do it yet? I don't remember what time she was going to do it. Nappy time. Oh, I love listening to them howl. Absolutely love listening to the coyotes howl. Zoe does not howl back. We're really surprised. She, I thought the German Shepherd in her would definitely bring it out, but nope. We quite often have one or two great horned owls that will be doing a lot of calling outside, and love listening to them. Let's see. That needs one of the little ones, I think. Oh, I can make that fit. Bye, Bonnie. Bye, Elaine. Whoever's leaving. I didn't see. Oh, Elaine's going to go make dinner. Okay, now I'm hungry. Hubby is going to make homemade pizza for dinner. And I'm already thinking about it because I know it's going to be so good. He makes his own sauce. And then when he makes the dough, we have enough where we can put a couple more in the freezer. So we know we've got pizza coming down the road. Oh, I can't wait. I have new glasses that are coming that are supposed to let me do this sort of working up close and then also be able to see the chat. And I am really hoping they come in the next day or two. Even though the eye doctor's closed, he said they would do curbside drop-off for the glasses. Got my distance glasses. I need the other glasses for reading at the computer and doing this kind of close-up work. Oh, you got a mini pin? 8:30 dinner. Ouch, that's kind of late. Yeah. Well, we're eating earlier now that hubby's working from home all the time. I like it when we can make something once and then eat it for 2 or 3 days or freeze the leftovers. Make this fit. That fit before I... Just fit out. Now I might cut it off. I can clean it up with the paper cutter, right? So I've been using my new Fiskars paper cutter, the precision cutter that never needs sharpening. Oh my goodness. I didn't know I could love a paper cutter so much. Made my life so much easier. Wow. Now I can leave one of the little ones over here by the desk that I usually work on. So if I need to do a quick cut, but for the big stuff, wow, I have that one in the studio and it is nice. Oh, Lori, that is too funny. An owl too full to fly after eating a rabbit. That is funny. Let's clean up the glue. What else do we have here? This napkin always makes me think of Hawaii. Hey, Penny. I can have it right in front of this space so I can remember what time it is all over the place. I'm doing mindless gluing because it's de-stressing, plus it's using up stuff. Mini pins are cute, yes. I have trouble with little dogs though because I've always been around big dogs, so I forget how little they are. I don't see them when they're right underneath my legs, and I'm always afraid I'm going to hurt them because I'm so used to big German Shepherds. Zoe's not a fan of the little dog. Well, she's not a fan of very many dogs. She's got a few doggy friends, but for the most part, she's a loner. $7:30 in the evening, Penny, or morning? Hi, Eloise. Welcome from Michigan. I'm in California here. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so thanks for joining us. I think, oh, you're not going to really be able to see that much through them, and then you start doing this and the magic happens. I'm going to have a lot of these journaling cards. Yeah, I think I'll stitch around them afterwards, after they're dry. Let's see. I have some of these that have text on them. There's one of the little ones that didn't have. I wonder if that's big enough. Might not. Oh, it is big enough. We can get a little bit of the Eiffel Tower in there. Lala, yeah, my husband has to walk Zoe now because she's become so reactive to other dogs that I can't walk her. She's too strong for me. She about 5 years ago, she broke one of my fingers, not on purpose, just the leash got wrapped around it when she was going crazy, and I realized I'm not strong enough anymore. I think about getting another dog, you know, for me that's more my size, but our house isn't that big to have 2 dogs. I'm not so sure that that would work. And not so sure with her. She likes, you know, when she likes a dog, she likes playing with him, but then she likes her alone time like I do. So oops, little tear there. It was a little too rough. Let's see if we can take a little bit from here. And we're just going to rip the edges so it's rough all the way around. And then put it right over the tear. And I think there's another little one right here. There we go. All fixed. Catching up on chat there. Yeah, I do love the big dogs. Well, even more so than the big dogs, what I love is a smart dog. Because I love to train the dog, and if the dog's not smart and is just kind of doofusy, they're really cute love bugs, but they're not they're not my favorite dogs to have around all the time. Let's see. I think I can get most of that on there. Cut it about here. Okay, more water. I love that internet lets us gather like this from all over the countries. Oh, I need to back up a bit here on chat. Wow, 27 people. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I de-stress with some gluing. So people that are mask making, what are you making right now to increase your stashes? I have a whole, I thought I was going to get videos done yesterday, but I didn't. So later this week, I've got a bunch of make ahead videos for you. I think like literally like 15. Oh, I cut this wrong. Oh, well, I'll fix that with the paper cutter later too. Yeah, like 15 make ahead videos. So just seem to be moving slower and slower these days. but it all gets done eventually. And if it doesn't get done, then maybe it wasn't supposed to be a priority. Ah, I put my finger down in the glue. Well, darn. Let's see what we can do to fix that. Finish the rest of it. Normally it's nice to have like a little toothpick and you can hold it down with the toothpick so that you don't do what I just did, which is rip it by holding my finger on the wrong spot. All right, let's take just a little bit of this. Since it's at the bottom, I don't have to rip off the rest of it. All patched, all good. Oh, she wants to learn how to make bread. Yum, yum, yum. Eloise, I like getting all the messy stuff done at a time that I can. And I have a series on my channel of make-aheads of things to do that sort of thing where you can just kind of get a lot of that stuff done ahead of time. Anything that has to dry is just really nice to make up ahead of time so that you don't have to wait for it to dry while you're working on your project. That's not going to work right. Let's see. Oh, not mask. Make-aheads. I'm saying mask making? I'm sorry. Mass. M-A-S-S. Like making a lot of, like right now, I'm mass making journaling cards. And the Make-Ahead series, the whole idea is, you know, if you're in the mood to do things like gluing, then you can glue a whole bunch of napkins to index cards to make journaling cards. And then you have, maybe when I'm done, I'm probably going to have 25 or 30 of these that are done and ready for me, whatever the next project is. And so on my Make-Ahead playlist, I think there's like maybe 10 in there now. You can, there's things like prepping paper and making paper clips and just any of that kind of stuff that you can do ahead of time. And then you have a whole bunch of them ready to choose from. You can make journaling cards. You can make envelopes. Make a whole bunch of envelopes at one sitting. And then you're like bored with it. It's like, I don't want to make envelopes anymore. And then you look up and you've got 25 envelopes ready to go. So it's mass making, making masses of things. Whispering Cauldron, you're doing some painty papers, but stash have to rebuild as you had to downsize. Oh, recollecting stuff. Yikes. And I just remembered one of the other things I was going to do. I had a bunch of music paper that I had watercolored on, and I wasn't really excited about. That'd be another good place to use up my napkins. Is I can glue a napkin over that, and it'll be a little more exciting. And they'll make some good pages. Production, Pamela. That's right, production. And I probably didn't articulate really clearly. I apologize for that.
Yeah, we don't need to change it there because at the account site level,
let's see, wait a minute here. Penny, you're so right. Set our targets to be realistic. I'm very guilty of setting unrealistic targets for myself. Lorna, what do you mean? Can you make digitals? I am not forgiven. Oh. Boy, I can't believe it's been almost 2 hours. Time passes quickly when you're hanging out with friends, right? I absolutely want to sit down and make digitals after this, though. I'm real excited about what I'm working on right now. I am going through the matte medium. There's the edge. Where's the edge? Pretty butterflies. One nice thing, if you haven't worked with your napkins for a while, suddenly they all look like something you've never seen before. It's like, oh, that's pretty. I don't remember that. And yet I know I can pull out the fussy cut ones, and I've got all these butterflies that I'd fussy cut, so I'd obviously spent some time with them in the past. Oh, with the mass producing digitals, yeah. I'm running out of floor space behind me within reaching power. They'll all have little tiny white dog hairs on them. I went through a thing where I was doing a lot of digitals. I mean, I was getting all the stuff prepped, but I tell you, they don't take sometimes as much time as doing all the stuff for the Etsy listings. My goodness, sometimes that is just exhausting to get all the pictures in place, you know, and all the right things and all the copy or the watermarks and all that stuff. I have probably 10 kits that I need to just do a final couple tweaks to, but I'm dreading making all the images for the listings. Penny, yeah. Yeah, if I work slow, plus I enjoy it a lot more if I work slowly, which is why I think, you know, I tend to do kind of this sort of stuff when I'm doing a live where I don't have to think about it, because when I'm making journals, they usually sit out on the island in my studio, and, you know, I might leave one page spread open and just keep walking by and adding to it across a few days. It's not something that goes easily on the screen. I just don't tend to work that way. Oh, Lori, that sounds adorable. What did you do art-wise when you were traveling? Did you do a lot of the watercolor, or were you working on journals, or a little bit of everything? Hey, Jessica. Happy to have you here. Thank you. Yeah, Mary, the sale has started, 25% off everything in the shop, and I'm just going to leave it as a sale. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Lorna, do you know if I add new kits to the shop, can I include them in the sale, or do I have to cancel the sale and start it up again? Because I know I have more things that I'm going to be adding this week. And yeah, I don't know. I just figure right now we need to be able to create if we want to create. And I'd love to see if any of you are creating anything with any of my kits. Please, if you're on Facebook, you can find my Poppiness page on Facebook. It's Poppiness Go Wild. And that was left over from my gardening days. And I would love to have pictures of whatever you want to post there. Even if you're making stuff to sell, you know, you can post it over there. Definitely need another, wait a minute, I need something for my sticky stuff. Oh, you've never done a sale, okay. I am using golden matte medium because it's my favorite thing. It's not the cheapest to use. I find that with me, Mod Podge tends to get a little sticky over time, and it can yellow after a few years, and that's just my personal experience. If you're somebody that loves Mod Podge, go for it. That's great. But I have been using matte medium for years in my other collage work, so it works for me. Let's see. Lala, thanks for being a cheerleader for me there. I appreciate the thumbs up, the comments, the shares. It's all good. Anything that tells Facebook that people like me is always helpful. Oh, Pamela, I'm so sorry. Yes, art does heal, but you just take your time. You work at your own pace. Jessica, yeah. The Yes Paste, I'm not a fan either. It does work if you want to try my trick of coating. I don't know if you've seen my video where you can iron napkins without wrinkles, and basically it's, you know, putting your glue on a substrate and letting it dry, and then you can put a napkin or fabric or tissue paper over it and iron it, and then you don't get all the wrinkles you get when you're working with it wet like this. And Yes Paste does work like that, but it gets kind of stiff. I use it if I'm going to line like I'm trying to use mine up. I have one container of it left, and it comes in such a darn big container. But I'm using it to do like the inside journal covers, places where it's not like it's got to be the prettiest thing. I'm not a fan. Trying to use up my glues, but I love my matte medium, but again, it's expensive. Liquitex is sometimes slightly less expensive. And I don't know, there might be some other store brands. I'm not familiar with any of the other brands of matte medium that might not be as bad price-wise. I love my golden paints. I use craft paints, but I really prefer the golden. I'm going to have to do a ton of jelly printing or something to use up all the craft paints I've got, because I kept buying and buying when it was on sale. You'd go by Michael's and it'd be 10 for some bargain price. But I was thinking I might just do a bunch of jelly printed painty papers and add those into flow journal like things. But I am getting to the bottom of my matte medium, which is good. There is more on the shelf. I am not going to run out of glue. I am not worried about that. Pamela, I think the crafting community is one of the most big-hearted communities I've ever been a part of. I felt the same way about my children's writing community as well. People understand the pain of losing somebody, and people understand that we all heal differently. And, you know, let's just share the love and support. And we share the love with you, and then you heal, and then you go out and share the love with somebody else. And we all are enriched by the sharing experience. We really are. And holding on to your love, just like holding on to your knowledge, doesn't gain you anything. And it makes the world a less rich place. So when you share the love and support, we all win. We all win. Okay, now you guys, I'm kind of excited thinking about making these little journals. Itty bitties. Itty bitty. I have a whole bunch of little tiny images too. So now the question is, do I make them as actual journals finished, or do I make them as little kits so you guys can finish them and just gather up all the itty bitty pieces that would fit? What do you think? So I just remembered I've got, you know, in addition to drawers of these fussy cut napkins, I have drawers of fussy cut images, and one drawer is nothing but miniature images that would all fit perfectly in journals this size. Get the glue on this one and then catch up on chat here. Trying to tell myself not to go fast. That's how the napkins rip. Hey, Tommy, welcome. Well, you know, you don't need to iron. If the Yes Paste, okay, people, let's help Jessica out, and me too. How can we use up the big bottles of Yes Paste, because it's not a top winner of glues now. I use it if it's not going to show, if I don't have to worry about fancy things like gluing down upholstery material for a book cover. That works. I know, Lori. Yeah, I always have piles of paper, and I have a place to rub off my brayer onto other papers. I have a actual journal that I just use just for that. What do I want to do with this one? Let me do a little bit more of the blue. Jelly printing is a lot of fun, but it's an all-day thing for me because, yeah, once you get started, you don't want to stop, and you just want to keep going, and then you want to use up the paint, and then you want to, use up the stack of paper you have. And I usually have a stack of white paper, and I have a stack of tissue paper, and I have a stack of book pages. And then I have my sketchbook that I just sort of, roll my brayer off in, and that's just making some good background pages. And by the time I'm done, my arms and shoulders are so sore. Mini ephemera folders to your journals. That's a good idea. There's a lot of great videos going on now where people are making the little folders. Yeah, for book covers only. For the heavy duty stuff, it's kind of nice. You can't sew through it yet, and it gets hard. Like, I don't like it as much when I do it for the iron-on technique for napkins because it gets hard, but it is nice for ironing the heavier fabrics to something. Catching up on things. Oh, no room to set up your jelly plate until after you move, Lala. Ugh. And I have to do it when I have all my flat surfaces cleaned off, because if I put the jelly prints on the floor to dry, if something's on the floor, Zoe just assumes it's a rug for her. So then she's like laying across all the jelly prints, and somehow that does not add to the artistic effect of the prints when the, big dog lays across them, or you have paw prints going through them. If there's a tiniest, like a 6-inch square of fabric on the floor, she's decided it's a rug for her, and she's going to lay on top of it. Everything's sticking now. Tommy, what are you working on today? Hi, Shelby. I am using Golden Matte Medium, which is pretty much my go-to. As I'm using up my other stuff, Golden Matte Medium is what I like best of all. It's not in everybody's budget. Let's see. Didn't bring a water bottle over, so this may not work well. Oh, there we go. I just need a little bit of water. That's a good idea, Eloise. I should actually do a clothesline in the studio. Oh, you're finishing up your kit. I have to go get caught up on your videos, Tommy. I haven't seen what you've been doing since you opened your kit. You've got a lot of really interesting things in there. You've been lurking from home. Always happy to have the lurkers. Nothing wrong with lurking. Let's see. Where's my envelope or my napkin basket? Let's find something else. Oh, we have dogs. We have to at least, not very big on the dogs. That would only work on a little one. If I have a little one. Do we have I think I should have another dog one in here somewhere. I think I saw it. There's another dog one. Let's see. So many napkins, so many choices. That might fit. Love that. All right. See if I got enough glue left to do a few more. This needs a very little one. Oh, I hate that, Tommy, when I think I've been recording something and turns out I haven't. So frustrating. Yeah, these dogs are so cute. And they're guest towels, so there's a lot of coverage. And these cards that I'm working on, like 7-8 years ago, I just cut a bunch of, some of them are ATC size and some of them are bigger. And I had just cut a bunch of them because I was practicing different techniques. And so I'm just kind of trying to use some things up. Here's my German Shepherd, although mine is white. I don't think I've ever had 30 people in a live stream before. That's fun. Thank you, everybody. Those of you that have just joined, the Etsy shop is 25% off for the foreseeable future. I'll try and keep adding stuff. Hello, doggies.
And I recall like the terminology was correct in the presentation.
All right, y'all remind me not to step on the wet cards that are on the floor behind me when I'm done. That'd be just like me to turn around and forget they're there and then step on them all. These guys aren't separated yet. I see it. Gotta lean over so I can actually read the chat. Lala, yes, they're breaking the 10 or less rule. 600 square feet is small. When we sold our last house and we were looking for this place, we couldn't find it. We lived in an apartment that was like maybe even less than that. And oh my goodness, the two of us and a big dog and everything in 2 storage units. That was hard. That was a hard year. I didn't think we were ever going to find the house we liked. All right, let's cut just down the center. Court, what is that, Jessica?
Sorry, not credit profile.
I don't know what that is. Oh, Lala, you're still looking? Yikes. Yeah, it took us a year to find what we wanted. We went from a very large house, a large fancy house with a tiny, tiny yard to a small house that is anything but fancy with a humongous yard, half acre, and which was really nice to find here in California. But it took us a year of looking, and we looked at a lot of really strange places. I suppose the real estate market is just one of the many that are going to be hit with all the stuff that's going on right now. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think most of the places are on the lockdown like that, Jessica. Glad when people I know have jobs that allow them to do that, that they're not in some kind of retail. Trying not to worry about my daughter who's been looking, she's been out of work for months, and she got a job this week, but it's going to be working in a grocery store because of course they need people. So I'm glad she got a job, but I'm a little bit nervous about her being out there on the front lines. Gosh, this is a pretty blue. This is a really pretty blue. Well, boy, I guess I got my work cut out with you. But at least we don't have to hit the store. Oh, Lala. Oh, Jessica, I'm sorry to hear that too. Yeah, so many people are going to be hit hard job-wise. I need more space for drying. That's what's hard. Where are we going to put all these things to dry? Do a couple more here. Going from Florida to New York. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is a pretty bird, but I don't think it's got. Is it big enough to cover? Oh, yeah, it is. Plenty big. Now I've got a lot of stuff to let dry and then clean it up, cut around everything, and then tell myself they don't really, I'll probably stitch because I can't help it. I did order thread. I was definitely afraid that I wasn't going to be able to get any thread because all our local stores that carry, we don't have that many that carry it, and they did close. So I did place an order at Joann's online with thread so I can keep sewing. Let's see. Oh, it's been wonderful watching all the things people singing from their balconies, the authors that are reading their books online, the musicians that are doing concerts. I'm seeing them on Twitter. There's a lot of love being shared, which is what we need to get us through this, right? We just need to share the love. Okay, Lala, I'll take a picture when I'm done. I'll take a picture and I'll post it on Facebook and Instagram. I'm on Instagram as just Susan Taylor Brown. I'm trying to get better at posting over there. My computer does not want me to post from the computer, so I have to do it from my phone, and it's not a lot of fun. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I just need to remember to check it more often. I think I got all the glue. I think I got it everywhere. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you actually went through the napkin or not. It's not the end of the world, right? This is relaxation, building stuff for the junk journals. Let's see. I don't think I can get any. Well, I can put my brush in there and get some out of there. I am emptying my jar, so that's good. Bye, Jessica. Thanks for stopping in. You take good care. Yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to get out of that jar very easily without making a big mess, but that should be enough for one more. What do we got here? You can do this one, would be good. This is pretty. Let's do this on just a white background, and this will be it. I don't have my tape with me to separate the napkin the way I normally would. Oh, There we go. I love it when it cooperates. Yeah, Malaya, it's just the easiest thing to do, just to sit and glue. I think I'm also going to do a bunch more just book text, you know, like this onto index cards for journaling cards. It just feels like easy and therapeutic, and you can do it live and hang out and chat with friends, which, you know, it always feels good. I just appreciate y'all hanging with me today while I did some of this stuff. You know, and I thought, oh, you know, I got stuff to do. I don't need to go live, but I really am going to try and stick with this Wednesday at noon California time every week, because I think we need it right now. We need to connect wherever we can. I imagine we're all going to be bebopping from one live to the next, just so that we can stay connected with our friends. No, maybe there's enough glue for one more small one. This is a pretty napkin. I'd forgotten about that. I tended not to use this one because it was like everybody had this. I think the dollar store had massive amounts of it for a while. One more if I can find a place to put this one. All right, one more. Let's see if I have a little. There we go. There's a little one. That would be just perfect. And I need a little. Oh, that'll be great. This is just enough to use up the last of the glue. All right, don't cut off the Eiffel Tower. There's still glue left. There's still glue left. I can hear you shouting. There's still glue left. Yeah, exactly, Lala. It brings us all together. That's great, Malia. I'm glad you're doing that. I was saying earlier, I've got about 15 make-ahead videos I need to get done. I've got all the prototypes done, and I just want to upload them for the same thing, is just to be a distraction. All right, where's something that's easy to... There we go. All right, this should be the last of the glue. Yeah, I would imagine those of us with channels are seeing a spike in, at least I am, in new subscribers too, because people, we're home, we have the time, and we need to be distracted. We need to be thinking about other things. Those of you that have left a thumbs up, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Well, dang, there's still enough for one more, maybe? How is this the glue that's never ending, huh? Let's see. This is probably going to bleed some because I'm pretty sure that's my Neo color, so it's good that that's the end of what I'm going to be doing. Yep, because the glue will be spreading here. The color will be spreading, which means my napkin, when I start to glue it, is going to get a little greener. And then I'm really and truly at the bottom of the glue. Let's see what it does. That just makes it kind of interesting. All right, guys, I think this is going to do it for me. Thank you again for hanging with me while I played with my napkins and my matte medium. And I will see you next week at noon California time. And I appreciate you all for being so kind and supportive to one another. Yeah, it's nice to have something to get away from the anxiety of all the news. Be kind to one another. Go out and create something beautiful in your own little world and share it with us, whether it's via your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook page, or all of those places. And remember to take time to breathe. Go out and get some fresh air when you can. Hug your pets, hug your people. Yes, send love out to everybody. Pay attention to the rules. And, it's okay to stay home and create right now. Thanks for hanging with me. See y'all next week. Bye for now.